Hello everybody, back here again for another little garage update. I came out here about 6:30, lit the stove up, went back inside again, let the garage warm up for about, I don't know, a little short of an hour. So I've been out here since about 7:30 actually working, and it is now just before 10:30 in the morning. And pretty much what I've got done here is I've got a bunch of stuff moved around. That great big shelf I was telling you about, I did get installed over there. I also went ahead and I have a door that I use for a table off and on, and then some other little table boards here, and then an actual folding table I stuck all at the end. Kind of one of two things. One, it's a great place for them. I've got to get that extra 7/16 inch piece that I had cut, because I went 3 shelves instead of 4 on this one. So I'm going to need to find some place to put that. I don't know, I thought I wanted a little extra gap in between them. I also, down at the storage shed, I went 7 feet tall. Here, as you can see, I'm at 6 feet tall, and at 7 foot, I wouldn't have had enough room to really put anything up top there anyway, you know, going into the rafters, because I only got about I don't know, it's just shy of 8-foot ceiling here. So pretty much didn't have any use to go ahead and go full 7 feet. I now look at it that if I'd went 7 feet, it would have made a great just extra long wood storage as opposed to using it as a real shelf. But you live and learn. So I'll have to figure out somewhere and to do that. I'm actually thinking about maybe making a shelf to go up above my door. I saw in a YouTube video of somebody else's garage, they had a bunch of wood storage above the garage door, and it's a 16-foot long door, so I got plenty of space that way. And then just kind of tie into those 2x4s going up. But that's down the road. The other thing I did actually do here today, like I said, I had the wood stove going good. It's been plenty warm in here. I'm actually took my jacket off shortly after getting out here. I also had my solar fan running, keeping the air circulating the whole garage. I've got it turned off now just because it's pretty darn noisy in here. But I usually run my headphones listening to a podcast also or something like that when I'm out here, so it didn't bother me in the noise. I also, in the process, moved that little table saw that I don't know if I ever showed you. It's kind of back in the corner by the wood stove. It's actually, I've got some video of it I'll put up here eventually. It's laid down underneath the shelf. The taller table saw, the 10-inch that I've used before a couple times, it wouldn't fit here very well at all, so I actually took it off its stand, which is that wooden stand next to it. Also clearly fits underneath there real well. Here's the other thing I really like, is I'm going to be able to slide my shop vac directly up underneath there. I left myself plenty of room, that way if I decide to put the wheels back on it. This one I have no idea where the wheel kit went, so something I gotta look into. I'm also going to have to, if I ever buy a new one, I want to be able to slide it up underneath there. Seems like a great place to be able to store it, out of sight, out of mind kind of thing. And I'll be able to, I haven't decided, I might go ahead and actually run power back in behind this shelf and be able to leave it like on a coiled up retractable extended cord. That way I can just pull the shop vac out, it's plugged in, it's ready to go every time. Right now I'm just going to go ahead and I got it plugged in a extension cord that runs around the garage. I need to rewire this entire garage, but again, that's something else that's going to be put off for a while. So pretty much like I said, I've got the shelf put in here in the corner, works out great. Got those 2 saws out of my way, which is also a great thing. This right here is that bandsaw that I use very seldomly, but I do use it off and on. It's got a setup, it's a really weird setup. It doesn't have its factory stand, just like nothing else here usually does. But it's real short, and the motor is actually mounted underneath there. Works alright. It doesn't track the best. There's a handful of little problems here and there with it, and definitely could use a different blade, which I'm having trouble finding the size of the blade. I need to take one off, the one's on there, pull it off and actually measure it and go buy me a new blade if I'm going to keep using this thing. But it's kind of underpowered. I don't know if it's the motor itself actually stopping or if it's the belt spinning. I'm not sure which, but it will jam up pretty easily and get stuck in the wood. Then I got to shut it off, fish the wood back off the blade, and then start it back up again. And it does not like it if you try and push in there very hard at all. So it's definitely a slow pace saw, but it does work, and it has a little table extender out here that it's just an awkward position. It's not on rollers or nothing, so it's a pain in the butt to move around. But I think I'm going to probably end up sticking it right back over here, maybe in front of the wet dry shop vac, but I might actually just slide it a little bit farther aside so I can get the vac in and out. I got to figure out somewhere to put this. I really would like to put it somewhere on the far side of the garage over there. But as you can see, I've got so much junk in here. Still, a lot of stuff isn't mine. I've got to figure out what to do with it. That's a big part of what this new shelf I just built is I got so much stuff of hers, and unfortunately a lot of her stuff, like those wind chimes, those pipes are so stinking heavy. I mean, they weigh, each one of those probably weighs 2 or 3 pounds, for the chimes. And you take all those down, it adds up real quick. I've got a box full of pipes already cut that it's literally all I can do to pick it up. And it's probably, well, it's smaller than that tote there in a cardboard box, and it literally is, I wouldn't want to have to pick it up and put it on top of a shelf. I might be able to get in the back of a truck without help, but it's still just a pain in the butt. So definitely not something I'd want to ever carry around at any point. But hopefully I got that shelf built behind me. I'm going to go ahead and get some more done out here, get some things organized. And that's that pegboard that I took down that was where the shelf is now. It's that real tiny, I think probably 1/8 inch hole. So almost all my hooks are 1/4 inch hooks. And the gap's fine, it's just the holes are too small, and I don't really feel like going through and drilling them all out, or having to go through every time I want to mount one of my hooks, drill it back out. Because I really love the convenience of just being able to flop it into place. My grandfather said he'd take it, so I'm going to go ahead and run it over to his place. But today it's raining outside, which is one of the reasons why I'm out here. Instead of doing anything outside, I'm just in the garage here doing whatever. So also another garage update part, I guess. I don't know if you can see it out the window or not, if it's going to focus. There's a pile of wood out there. I went and picked that up yesterday. It's about 115 1x4s. They're 8 foot long. And they're out in the rain, but they've been stored outside in the rain for months to a year now from the guy I bought them from. So not really too concerned they're getting wet. Actually, I'm kind of hoping it'll get cold because they had a bunch of ants on them when I picked them up. So I want to wait till we get a nice hard freeze, preferably at least overnight before I start bringing them inside. So, excuse me there. None of the things I did that wasn't a big deal to most people, but I went ahead and actually bought myself a dustpan. I didn't have a dustpan, which is kind of a sad thing to think about, but I've just been using some flashing, some aluminum flashing. I was using as a dustpan, different little things around, and I was at Menards, and I thought, you know what, I'm just going to pick one of these up. I'm tired of messing with it. So the other thing, I went ahead and I kind of got the little wooden shelf back in here behind the wood stove, random just scrap wood and stuff on it, and then we got a bunch of my newspaper down there on the bottom that I also use to as a fire starter. Works really, really well for me. So the other thing, I don't know, I didn't really notice the shelf underneath the bandsaw, which is the bandsaw right there, also has some nice little overstock storage on it. Again, I gotta figure out, I need to put some kind of wheel castings or something on there to move this thing around. But so far it's what I got at the moment. So anyway, that's what I know for the garage update. And thank you guys for watching this. If you have any questions about the garage or any questions about anything, I guess, in life, feel free to go ahead and leave me a message or shoot me an email. Feel free to rate, comment, subscribe also.